All right, guys, welcome back to another KevCAM night class tonight. Tonight, have Mr. Steve Welsh helping out with any questions, concerns that come up along the way for you guys. Steve, are you with us?
Sorry, guys. Yeah, I'm sorry. You're stuck with me again. So
2 nights in a row.
Yeah, no doubt. Appreciate your attendance. We're looking forward to showing you some eye machining for turning, or trichoidal turning, as Kevin likes to call it. So once again, just thanks for your time.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. And I do see a couple new names in here, so I'll go through the standard show here. So for everybody that is new, we use GoToWebinar to do all the night classes. Everybody is in mute just to eliminate any background noise. If you guys do have questions, there is a question panel for you guys, and feel free to ask as many questions you guys want, because like I said, these classes are just solely for you guys as a training purpose. Laid back as all it can be. Just feel free to ask at any time, and Steve will read them off to me, and we'll get those questions answered for you guys. And with that being said, too, is we really lean on you guys for your input on what you guys want to see in the night class. So what we'd like to do is you guys throw us an idea, and we'll throw you some SolidCAM swag as a thank you. And for those of you guys that don't have my email address, I will put it in the chat for you guys. So there's my email address for you guys. And then each night class is recorded, so you guys can always hop back to it as a refresher. Also, you guys, if you guys want the parts that I'm working on, you guys can just shoot me an email, and I will gladly send those over to you in email, so you guys can have the parts. And like I said, these are being recorded, so there is a SolidCAM University channel, or if you just type in KevCAM, you should see my ugly mug pop up and say SolidCAM University and get you there. For those of you guys that are here with us right now, let me copy this link and put that in there for you guys, so you guys can subscribe to that or mark it as a favorite. Lots of videos in here, short and long ones. So we got the night classes in here, and Mark does a tremendous job on doing the short little videos, tips and tricks and whatnot in there. For those of you guys that don't know Mark, if you guys watch a lot of these videos, like I said, he does a great job doing these nice little videos, but he also is our training manager. So if you guys ever schedule web-based training with your account manager, you'll actually be going through Mark with that. So, and if you guys do want to schedule training, let your account manager know, or let myself know, and I can give you his email address, and he can get in contact with you that way too. Okay, so let's get the ball rolling here. So like Steve said, we are doing trichoidal turning tonight. And trichoidal turning is basically benchmarked off, or a knockoff of eye machining for milling. There's just a couple different differences in there. With eye machining for milling, you guys just put your material in there, and you put what cutter you're using, and it automatically figures out the feeds, speeds, step down, step overs, angle of engagements, and all that stuff. When you guys get into an eye machining pass, what it does is starts with a morphing spiral, working its way out, and then when it gets into the tight corners, it's going to automatically switch over to the desaw trichoidal movement for you. Well, that's where the similar parts or operations come the same. So what will actually happen is I have two kind of examples. We'll do one kind of U-shape right here, and then we'll do one more of a boxed off area. And as we do the boxed off area, it's going to come in here and do the trichoidal cut, kind of going, working its way back, and you can set it as zigzag or one way, totally up to you guys. And then as it gets into these tighter corners, it's going to switch over and just kind of bite away at those tiny corners for you, and then come over to the other side and bite away at those tiny corners. At this point, unfortunately, we do not have the slide bar wizard to automatically figure out those speeds, step downs, all that stuff for you guys. I don't know if that is in the works. It's been mentioned, but I just don't know if or when they're going to be adding that in there. So like I said, they kind of got the eye machine. You can kind of see the little eye machine logo there for trichoidal turning. So it's partially there, but it's partially not there, I guess you could say. So let's take a deeper look into what trichoidal turning can do. So with this operation, enables you to turn complex profiles using trichoidal cutting strategy. So really get that material out of there, cutting in a zigzag pattern for you guys to optimize the toolpath and really use high cutting speeds to reduce the wear on you guys' cutter. So for our first bit of geometry, we'll just grab this little U shape here. Okay, hit the green check mark there. All right, so we can do the modified geometry. It's already down to size, so I really don't need to extend the geometry up and over, because as you guys can see, our green line is our updated stock here. Our gray line up here is the stock that we started with, so anything green, we still have material left over. So you can see we have our little loop here, and then we have our kind of what we call our box area right here for you. So we'll do the loop first. Now, when it comes to cutters, this is something that kind of gets a little confusing for somebody that's new with the trichoidal turning. Is in this operation, you can only use a grooving tool with a round insert. So kind of like a lollipop style cutter or a flat style cutter. And the only reason why we can do that is it's with the trichoidal turning, it's all based off of angle of engagement. We really can't specify an angle of engagement on a sharp edge, so it needs to be around. Kind of if you think of, if you guys remember when we're talking with iMachining, you got the contact point, the ACP. That's kind of what we're shooting for. We got the round area, and we need to be able to cut into that area. So I'm gonna grab this tool number 4. You can kind of see got a button cutter, I guess you could call it. And like I said, this is the only tool that's going to be acceptable for you. If you guys grab another tool, and I'll grab this one right here, and even though it's kicked off at an angle, I'll show you the alarm that's going to pop up for you. So let's just do save and calculate real quick so I can show you that alarm. Oh, maybe it's not going to alarm out on me. Usually when it kicks out something that's not 100% correct, it's going to pop up with alarm saying geometry, please check the geometry as it's not defined, or something along the lines of the geometry. And it's a little confusing at first, but when you kind of think about it, it's telling us that the geometry is not fit for that cutter. So we just have to switch out the cutter to what we're looking for. So let me get my tool pointed in the right direction here and get rid of additional angle there. Okay, so we got our lollipop cutter here, and just going to be coming in there and going back and forth. So let's get to the good stuff here. Levels, always going to be the same as kind of what we've been kind of going over. This part is done in metric for you guys that are wondering why we have such large safety distance here. Okay, so like we've talked about in the past, the modes right here are usually going to be defaulted to the correct area for you. But if it's not, you guys can change it. So we have long external, or basically just doing an external cut, internal cut, a facing cut, and a backside facing cut. Now, this whole entire thing is going to look identical to turning, minus just this portion right here. So if we go to semi-finish, it's going to be the same thing as what you guys seen in turning. Since we're using a grooving tool, it's going to bring up our grooving tool parameters here for you. And then the strategy, do we want to do non-descending motions, descending motions, kind of talked about this, and then the edge break. So we're really going to kind of focus on this area more than anything tonight. So for this one, like I said, you are going to have to input those minimum and maximum angles. A lot of the times, the default numbers will work out just fine. For this one, let's just try running, let's just do a 30-degree angle and a 45 max degree angle. So that's going to be the maximum and the minimum angle of engagement of that cutter that you guys can input. You can also do by step down. So if you just want to do a minimum step down and a maximum step down, these numbers come real nice because the manufacturer will actually kind of tell you guys how much it can kind of take per pass. Now with trichoidal cutting and iMachining, you can usually take those numbers and go quite a bit past that, but you guys know your machines more than anything. You guys know that tooling, and as you guys are listening to that run, you guys will know where that sweet spot is and how far you guys can push the limits on that one. So, and then we have zigzag or one way. Do we want to go one way in the cut so it's just continually going around? And if we follow, I'm going to see if I can do this for you guys. If you can follow my mouse cursor down, it's kind of like when we get into iMachine, and I've showed this before, into the corners with that D-saw trochoidal, but it will come in here and just do a loop out and just kind of keep doing this clockwise motion going all the way through, and pick up that second to last line, come up the last pickup point, and then come down and finish off the cut going the one way. If we do zigzag, it's just kind of swooping in, loops up, comes back down, and just going back and forth. I guess preferably you'll get a much faster cycle time using zigzag versus one way. And since you're using a button cutter or a lollipop cutter, whatever you guys call it, that cut can be gone in each way, so back and forward without any problems. And then the rough offset. How much do we want to leave for that finishing pass? We can leave different distances for X and Y like we normally. For this one, I'll just set it up as distance, and I want to leave a 0.3 millimeters on there for us. Then we go to our semi-finished finish page right here, and I'll just leave it on standard turning method, doing rest material only. We can turn cutter comp on. And the rest is, like I said, pretty much the exact same thing as what you guys were shown, or what I showed you guys in the turning operation here. So let's do a save and calculate. And let's see what we created here. So you can kind of see, we go in here, we're doing our zigzag. So it's kind of coming up, loop up, and then come back down, loop up, come back down, and just working our way down in there. So let's take a peek at our turning simulation here. Let me kind of zoom in for you guys and slow it down. So there's our going just back and forth, getting that material out of there. Speed it up a little bit here. You guys are gonna be falling asleep on me.
Kevin, same scenario as anything involved with SolidCAM. Start at the top of the tree, work your way down, right?
Yep. Yeah, that's a great point. I kind of shied away from that, but absolutely. So, like Steve said, start at the top, grab your geometry, and just keep working your way down the list. A lot of times, you guys aren't going to get past that technology section, especially, if you guys don't need to put a lead in and lead out on there, we can just come right to, technology, and you're done. And that kind of goes for milling too. We have the miscellaneous parameters, and we'll have some other options down here. But a lot of times you guys get the geometry, get your tool, levels, and technology, and that's it. And just start at the top and work your way down. So yeah, great point. Okay, so let's hop over. Any questions on doing just a round U-shaped pocket here? Okay. So let's get into the more of the square style, so we can kind of go where this is really going to help us out, especially getting into those sharp corners. So we'll go ahead and grab trochoidal turning again here. And I want to start here and end right here. Hit the green checkbox. Now, for any confusion, if you guys haven't watched any of the other turning classes, this does not need to be a closed chain. It can't be a closed chain, just period, just because we're doing a turning. And we just want, you just click on where you want to start and where you want to end, and it's going to fill in everything for you. Just make sure your arrows are going the right way, because if we come in here and let's say our arrow's going that way and I come to click on this side, it's going to wrap the chain all the way around the entire part, which we don't want. So if we just start here with the arrow going down and I want it to come around, and we're good. Hit the green check mark. And modify geometry, we can just take a peek, but our previous operation already got that material down to size, so we're good. We don't have to add any in there. If you guys want to add those extensions in there, we can just manually type those in right here. Or you can highlight the number you want and just click, and it will add that number in there for you. So, okay, we'll accept that. And for this one, we'll grab another button cutter. Grab just a little bit larger one here. So we're using a 6mm button cutter. And get my tool pointed in the right direction here. So it looks good. And I always kind of like to come in here, especially more turning than milling, but I always like to have my my tool come in here and get kind of everything, make sure I'm pointed in the right direction, my tool is orientated. If you guys are working right now and you have your mouse and it's not showing that, just click this little button right here, the visual tool, and then that will pop up the tool for you guys. Safety distance, I'll just leave it standard here. And I'll use that same 30 and 45. And for this one, we'll just do another distance here. It's going to be, we'll just use our same 0.3mm. Save and calculate. And there we go. So let's go ahead and simulate this. Now, you guys can also use this on partial pockets. So if we didn't have this space over here, you guys can set that up to do as a partial pocket. And one of our customers, I think it was one of your customers, Steve, he was doing a partial pocket, but he wanted to go just one way, but then he wanted it just to start on the one direction and going the other way versus the way it was shown. And so, you know, you guys kind of know with iMachine for milling that iMachine pretty much starts where it wants to. We can try to guide it in the best direction, but it just kind of looks at the optimal toolpath. Well, this particular customer wanted it to start this way and this way only, and we actually got that changed, and that change actually implemented in the next service pack. So you guys will actually be able to, based off of the chain, well, it's not going to be really off the chain direction. Yeah, it'll be off the chain direction. So if we would have chained over here and started this way, it will go that the way that we specified. So if you guys remember, let me just play this through again here. I actually chained with the arrow going down this way, over and up, but I'm starting on the left side, on the opposite side that I selected. So it's been fixed and has been put in there. Now, if you guys want to, there's another way of going about it, is you can change up the your angles a little bit. So if you just change your angle up maybe 1 or 2 degrees, it will actually start over here because it's all based off of the angle of engagement. So okay, so let's play this through right here again.
So Kevin, really just the trochoidal turning is going to be faster for getting the bulk of the material out of there again?
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely. We can come in here with a grooving tool and groove it out, but we're still going to have a lot of cut time, kind of coming in here, pecking it out, or going down over pecking it out versus what we can take with that button head.
Gotcha.
So
makes sense. And
then if you kind of look at the toolpath here, we're swooping in, but as it gets into the corner where it knows, we got a 90-degree corner here, and obviously we can't stick that button head into a 90-degree corner because it'll snap off. That's where it automatically switches over to. It's not really a DSAW trochoidal movement, but it's along the same lines of taking just nice little slice cuts to keep within my specified min and max angles that I told it. So
nice, and then you just go in there with another tool, Kevin, polish off those corners.
Yep. So then we can come in here with a, I guess what we could do is come in here with a groove. Grab that same geometry. And I think I have a grooving tool in here. So we'll find out real quickly. Let's see, that's a button. There we go, that'll work. And we can just do we could do a roughing pass if you guys wanted to, or we could just go to our general here, do finish only, and just do ISO turn method for rest material. It's going so fast, I can't. What am I missing here? Let's do entire geometry. There we go.
Nice.
So, so yeah, to come clean out that material in the corner. So, yeah, you get, you know, I don't know, for, you know, turning, there's just not a whole lot in there just because turning is so simplified, but at least with the trochoidal turning, you guys have, you know, control over your min and max angle of engagement, or if you guys want to set up as a step down, just another strategy getting that material out of there. You know, for this one right here that we're using, we were able to rough, you know, and finish it off. With this one over here, obviously we can't get in the corners, but we know we can get it right to size, but still be able to use a high, you know, a high feed rate since we're using that trochoidal cut. So we could really ramp up our inches per rev, or however you guys like to do it, RPM and inches per minute, so, or millimeters per minute in this particular case. But that is it, guys. Any questions?
Ronnie, I loved your comment. More control is always great,
yep.
And that's our philosophy around here. Is, hey, we're going to give you the tools. We're going to put them in your toolbox, and then you know, let you apply what makes the most sense to the particular part, geometry, material, and attack it the best way you know, would like.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, Ronnie, you're asking, could you have used the finish groove tool to rough it? So, Ronnie, are you asking to use that groove tool to do the same thing as what we did right here with the trochoidal turning? No. The only reason is with trochoidal turning, it has to be a round insert in there. It will not take a square insert. So it has to be a button style grooving insert. Last I checked. Let's test it. Grab tool number 6 here. And
then Kevin runs with scissors.
Yep. Yeah. So here's the area that pops up. Tools should have be a round insert. So sorry if I didn't make that clear, Ronnie. But yeah, so for to kind of go over it again, for trochoidal turning, it does have to be a round insert to go in there, and that's only because of what's going on right here, because we can't really figure out angle of engagement off of a square corner kind of coming in there. So great question, though.
No doubt.
And then anybody else? I don't see any others. For those of you guys that have sent those ideas over to me, I know I got one that I just sent out to headquarters to send off SolidCAM swag as an idea, but is there anybody else in here that didn't get their shirt? I just want to make sure everybody got their shirt and hat that said. Okay. I will, Ben, can you send me an email on that so I can get that off? Thank you. Because, yeah, those ideas, Steve and I were talking, you know, after we kind of get through the mill turn side of things, I got a lot of your guys' ideas, but after those ideas wear off, we're kind of out of material to cover for you guys. Not really out of material, but we can always find something. But like I said, these classes are, you know, for you guys. So if you guys have those ideas, let me know and get those off to you. And Ronnie, I'm going to see if we can get some smaller shirts. So get, I think because of the shirt sizes, I think they come in there extra large. So, but.
Or you can just put on a little weight, Ronnie.
Yeah.
Like me.
Ronnie, you just need to get a cubicle gut like the rest of us.
Exactly. Oh, good. But no, in all sincerity, Kevin and I were just talking, and yeah, please keep the ideas coming. We want to continue to do these classes. So any ideas you might have, you might think, oh, it's only specific to my particular job, but you'd be surprised. If you have ideas, we'd love to hear it and would love to run a class on it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can't remember if we did one on feature recognition, but that's, I can't remember.
Pictures in wood? That might get a little tough. Sorry, Kevin, go ahead.
What's that?
Ben chimed in, making pictures in wood. We'll see what we could do. But no promises
with the laser, Ben.
Yeah.
Boy, I won't even. We can do laser. I just don't know doing pictures in wood. I guess what we could, yeah, I think we could actually, Ben, because what I think we could do, and we're kind of getting a little off subject here, but it's a good talking point, is if we did if you think of your picture as a pocket, and we need to fill in that picture with laser etch, what we could do is do a standard pocketing operation and come in there and do kind of, instead of doing contour, do like a hatch style and have that laser go back and forth. So, but yeah, if they can take, if that laser, and Ben, do you have that laser? No, okay. If you give me a sample code of what that laser takes, that would help us, because without knowing if it takes standard G code or if it takes its own proprietary G code, that's going to be all the difference in the world for you. But
yep.
How about some live cut with this feature soon? That'd be, yeah. Only problem is, Tyler, is we have a bunch of 5-axis mills, but no lathe. But what I'll do is, in our German office, we have a brand new Integrex there and a couple other mill turn machines. So let me see what I can put together on that, Tyler. And unfortunately, guys, after I end the meeting, I lose all the chat that's here. So that's why, Tyler, if you could shoot me an email on that one, we'll see if we can put together a live cut for you guys, and you can kind of see this in action using the button cutter, and maybe we'll do a side comparison with a button cutter versus using a grooving tool here, and see how much, how much better it is. So, but yeah, if you guys could, said, unfortunately, I lose all these chats after it's done. So if you guys shoot me an email, let me know, and we'll make that work for you.
Good way to track it.
Yep. Because I think only today, I think we got 400 and some emails that came through today.
Nice.
But any other questions, guys, or talking subjects? Had a great discussion tonight, so love hearing the interaction with you guys. And if you guys do have questions, and you guys don't want to say it here, definitely feel free to shoot me an email or give me a call on the support line. Definitely love. This stuff is what we live and breathe for. So let me know what we can do to help you guys out too. So, but all right, guys. Steve, you got anything else before we wrap it up?
Nope, I think that covers it, Kevin. I'll just thank everybody again for the time. We hope you found it valuable, and we hope to see you next week. Yeah, absolutely, guys. And with that being said, next week we will be getting into balance roughing. So using that upper turret and that lower turret at the exact same time to come through it. So it should be an interesting class. Should be able to hopefully not confuse anybody and go through the nitty gritty of the balance roughing. But I know a lot of you guys don't have the upper turret and lower turret, but want to see it. So I will definitely gladly show it for you guys and go from there. Perfect. All right, guys. Thanks for all the great comments. Love seeing those coming in, and we'll definitely keep these classes going as long as I possibly can think of stuff to show you guys. So, but sounds good. All right, guys. Have a wonderful night, and if I don't talk to you in the meantime, we'll talk to you guys next week. All right. See ya. Sounds good. Thanks, Kev. See ya. Bye-bye. Bye.